Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the welcome to the new episode of the Badcast, featuring me as always, Yellow Ice or Isaiah. Second president, we have Graham,
I'm vice president. Second
and
president.
then third is vice president, Ms.
Wait a second.
You know, I'm testing out the viewers' knowledge real quick. All right.
All right,
Yes,
let's
of
stop.
course.
Let's stop
Make
screwing
sure-
around with them. I'm the
stop.
president, guys. This is
Yes, he
me,
is.
Mispa, the guy with the very sexy and deep voice,
Who
and then the
this
other
is
guy,
interrupts me a lot.
Graham, with the equally sexy, more deep voice.
Yes, of
is
course.
Graham.
Yeah, I'm
That's
Joe. I'm treasurer.
Yes, he is Joe. He is treasurer.
Introduce you, but
Yeah.
you know,
You can
He's
also
our
call him by his online duelist alias, Joe Laris.
Joe.
It actually Florida's unique on EDL.
Yes, exactly. But yes, he is our he's our
Florida's
secretary.
Disney.
So.
Cool company.
let us begin with the viewer question. Yes.
Yes, Joe is our viewer. He is the treasurer of the anime club, the current treasurer, and he is a big fan of card games, especially Yu-Gi-Oh.
This
So
actually is not true. Just Yu-Gi-Oh.
yes, just Yu-Gi-Oh. No other card games, because all the other card games are trash, like Magic.
Dude, my card game at least rebalances every once in a while.
Yes.
Yeah, we do
exactly.
too. We rebalance everything.
Okay,
They do a
okay.
blanket ban list though.
We just had a ban list like 2 days ago.
I actually
And
did
we
hear
have
about
one
that.
every like 3 months, and then they ban 2 cards because nothing happened in 3 months.
Yes, but our guest question for today is Joe. So why do you like Yu-Gi-Oh so much?
I watched it at the age of like 6, and then didn't stop, and then I found one people in high school who played it. So I built synchro decks, and I found a starter deck, and then modified it.
I see. So you've been playing since high school then?
Yeah, since junior year.
I gotcha.
And
Yes,
then I found a bunch of people at OU who play it.
Oh yes,
I
yeah,
bought
you a lot of tournaments and stuff that I've heard.
No, I wouldn't call them tournaments. They're like friendlies.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
There's no prizes, but that's fine.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds fun though. Yeah, I've played against Joe a bunch of times, and I get destroyed every time.
You just don't pay attention to what you're doing. If you read your cards, you'd be fine.
I will go with that. You do not know what you're doing at all.
No. Okay,
That's
so
why play
I
Magic
know.
against Isaiah. It's not fun because
Yeah.
we get harassed by 5 people.
Yeah. See, I know a little bit of what I was doing, but like the cards when you read them and stuff, they're like paragraphs long. So I'm like,
You just gotta learn how to like skip text that doesn't matter.
yeah, I guess so. But yeah, okay, we can move on to the first
Alright.
topic now, and I guess we'll do Isaiah's topic first since it's the first in the order. So Isaiah, go ahead.
Yes. So my topic is near and dear to my heart: the 7 Ds, or needless to say, 7 deadly sins. Apparently, there is the new anime coming out soon, which is I'm hyped. The only reason I'm not as enthusiastic is because of recent quality drop.
Oh,
As
yikes.
you guys may have known.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's not really I want to discuss. It's more of like, hey, this is happening, and show my grievances of what might happen, and if that does happen, I will be very sad.
Okay, so I have a quick question. Is it
Yes.
is it an anime or is it a movie again?
It is an anime, 24 episodes.
Oh, okay. Did not know that. Okay. I think it would be good. I don't know the studio, but the previous studio was Studio Dean. It used to be A1. Then they passed it to Studio Dean, and then Studio Dean was having a lot of trouble, so they outsourced a lot, and that's why it looks so bad. But
Exactly.
apparently, 7 Deadly Sins just gets worse, and that season that was really bad animation-wise was the last like really good part of 7 Deadly Sins. So I don't know. We'll
You'll
see.
understand why I'm sad then.
Yeah, sad
Just
boy
because Dean gets
hours.
the worst version of Fate Stay Night.
Yes,
Out
they
of the
did.
6 that exist, it's the worst one.
They say it's the worst one, but I think it's just the worst one because of animation and stuff. But it is
Oh no,
necessary.
it's also like the least canon one of a visual novel that was written before.
I thought that was like the first
Guys
route.
want- If you guys want to know
It is.
the
But it's
title,
got a bunch of filler in it. It's not accurate, which is weird.
the
Really?
title is Nanatatsu no Taizai Fundo no Shinpan, or in much better English, the 7 Deadly Sins, Dragon's Judgment. Wow.
Whoa, Dragon's Judgment. What's gonna happen? Are they gonna judge a dragon in court?
I don't know. I mean, maybe.
That's a bad
Objection!
That'd be so funny.
But, well, I am reading this. It does not say the animator or
it
the
doesn't say the
animation
animation?
studio.
Let me check. Actually, I'm gonna check. that.
I will keep going in depth to see if I find out. But
Just try to just do Control F so you can find the page.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to find it as well. Let me look.
It's also premiering 2021.
Yikes.
So hopefully with little bit of time, the animation will be better.
I hope so. I hope it's not Studio Dean again, but if it is Studio Dean, at least outsource it to someone good. Like,
No,
yeah,
it's
please.
still Dean.
It's still Dean. Oof. That sucks, actually.
Hey, they made like one good thing.
I will show my
That is true. They've made a couple of good
compatriots
things, actually, like 2
here
or 3.
of Studio Dean's outsourcing. If you will present this picture. Here.
That is the greatest picture, honestly. Every time I see that, I laugh.
I hate this.
It's so funny.
Look at it. That's the fucking wide meme.
It's like that one image of a girl who's got like 2 eyes in between her eyes. Her head's like split.
Oh, isn't that like the thing for Dr. Stone?
Could be.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
know.
I don't think so. I thought it was like a Moe Blob show that just didn't know how to
Is it?
animate.
I mean, it still looked like it, needless to say.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about, yeah. I think
know
it's
what
canon.
he is talking about too, but
Yeah.
it's just disgusting.
Alright, well,
So, I will send my thoughts and prayers
thoughts
to
and prayers.
whatever damn company or studio they're doing it. Hopefully they don't outsource it, so it'll actually look better than this like abomination of humanity.
I
Except
wish.
they're still making money.
I think so, yeah. I mean, they're still making it, so I assume that's why they're
I mean,
making it.
I'm only. Are they still making money, or because they like want to finish it?
Good question.
Because
Seven
you can do
Deadly?
both. I mean, Arthuretta exists,
This is true.
Oh, shout out to Alpharetta.
and got a second. This thing, the second season.
Well, that show was really popular for some reason.
Yeah, how?
I don't know. People like the
I know
visual
why I
novel,
love
or not the
it.
visual novel, the light novel, and they're just like, well, the anime is not good, but I like this. So I'm just like, okay. But yeah, the first 2 seasons of Seven Deadly Sins I really enjoyed. I didn't watch all of it, but animation quality-wise, it was really good because it was by A1, and A1 does some pretty good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So-
Shout out to anyone.
I
Yeah.
watched the first 2 seasons. I remember none of it.
I remember none of it. I remember the first episode where he throws, like, one of the knights throws, like, a sword across the world. Oh my gosh, it was so sick.
Oh yeah, that was like episode 3, right?
Yeah, that was like episode like 1 or 2 or something like that. Some early episode, but yeah.
Oh,
Isn't there
that
a
was
tournament arc
nice.
in season 1
Excuse me?
What was that?
where Dean becomes like human size and they do like a normal tournament arc? Or am I wrong?
There's a tournament arc? Oh
I-
yeah, I know. Wait, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Oh, so he does remember.
Yeah, I remember bits and pieces. I don't know where like it goes
I gotcha.
or why it happens.
Makes sense. But yeah, is that all you got for 7Ds?
Let this be an open letter to Studio Dean.
Okay.
Please don't outsource.
Please don't outsource. Wow. I guess it'd be like that.
For all the fans of Seven Deadly Sins.
Yes, true. Saved 7 Deadly Sins, even though apparently it gets
Saved.
worse. Yes. Alright, so next
That,
topic.
like-
Oh wait, are you
Yeah.
going? Are you still going?
I was gonna say at least with Naruto they hide the horrible animation within action scenes, so you actually have to like look at it to notice. This one, it's just a still image.
It's just a still image. True, yeah, and it's rough. I'm pretty sure they stay on this for a little bit too. I haven't seen the show though. Oh my gosh, the fight. There's one fight in that season that is awful. It's so bad. It's like the fight against a big guy. And it's
Isn't that the main fight of the season?
yeah, that's the one last fight that everyone's just like, man, this is where Seven Deadly Sins kind of stops getting good. And I'm like, yikes.
That's where everything went down.
You know the worst part? If they just redrew his head, it'd be fine. Like,
It would be fine. Yeah, not gonna lie.
Like,
Maybe the
just
pecs
make
too.
his eyes lower down.
Yeah. It just looks kind of wonky, like Durfee.
Well, for me, that is out of my, public service announcement. So feel free to go into the next topic,
All right.
which will be
My
dun
topic.
dun dun dun. Hey, Grant, yours?
Yeah, it's my topic.
Yes.
All right, so this topic is kind of old now.
Aria.
It was like a month or like 3 or 2 weeks ago and stuff. They announced a new adaptation for Aria, and that's very surprising because Aria's been finished for like years now. And all they've been doing is like special anniversary things. And if you don't know what Aria is, first of all, it's about this girl, and her name is Akari Mizunashi, and she lives in like the 25th century, I think. and she goes to a new place called Aqua, which is Mars, but it's terraformed, and there's water everywhere now. And she goes to a new place called Neo Venezia, which is just New Venice and stuff. And she wants to become a professional gondolier, or like a prima undine, which is the top level of being in like a gondolier. And it sounds boring, and it is, but it's a slice of life show, and it's probably one of my favorite shows of all time, and it's phenomenal. But it has 3 seasons, and then after that it finishes. So it's a conclusive ending, like everything ends, and it's really nice. So everything after that has just been specials of like, OVAs, 10th anniversary projects. And this is, I think, the 25th anniversary. Let me double check, actually. I'm pretty sure that's the case.
So does it still look like Mars, or does it just look like Seattle? Like I'm just curious. I actually didn't know what Aria was.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't look anything like Mars. It looks a lot like Venice, because that's where the setting is. Just in like a Venice area and stuff. So
Is
that
it
is
cold
fun.
like Mars?
No, it's not. It works the same way. It works the same way calendar-wise, where there's a full year is 2 years of Earth time. So they go through like 2 seasons and things. They talk about it in the show and stuff. And I don't know. I think the show is really good, but it finished, and it's just kind of like with the specials and stuff. The specials kind of go into the future and stuff. And this is going to be a movie project, so it's just going to be like, just see them do fun things in the future. It'll be fun because, it's more Aria and stuff, but like, it's just them going in the future, and it's not really related to the actual main story, so it's like, whatever, I guess. It's made by JC Staff. I'm very upset about that, but JC Staff did the adaptation for Amanchu, which is the mangaka's other work, and the character models are designed by the person who did the Manchu character models. So they look really nice. I'm just a little worried because JC Staff recently has been really bad, especially with Food Wars.
I've been rewatching Food Wars. I don't think it looks bad. I just think that the plot is bad.
I have to disagree. I think I have to disagree because I think it looks fine. It's just that the movements of the camera and the movements of the characters are non-existent. So it's just stills, and then it just pans across the screen, and I don't like that.
Happening? Because 80% of the episode is them cooking one meal and then talking about the one meal they cook.
It's thrilling, I know. I love Food Wars. I do. But like this new season,
I watched most of it. I know why I like the earlier seasons.
Yeah.
They go outside.
They go outside, which is fun. But yeah. Oh, it's 15th anniversary, yeah. It comes out in spring 2021. It's called Aria the Crepuscolo. It's a mouthful. Yes, I know. But yeah, it seems like the entire staff is coming back. The director's coming back. The character model person is the person from Amanchu. And yeah, I'm excited for it. Like, I'm very excited because it's my favorite anime of all time. So it's like, I'm hype. But yeah, that's kind of all I got. Nothing really too big. But yeah, we can move on to Mispa's topic now.
Thank you, Graham, for humbling me with this honor right here.
Oh, yes.
For introducing my own topic. All right, thank you.
Yep.
Anyways, I'm going to be talking about Japanese MMOs today. And one, I was kind of hesitant, honestly, to bring this topic up because there's kind of like a loose connection with anime and stuff like that. But I do think that it's a very big part of like the otaku and like weeb culture and stuff is like knowing at least a little bit about MMOs or like playing, at least having played at least one MMO in your lifetime. I feel like it's
Makes
something
sense.
that you should do,
Like,
right?
Like Maple Story, but I don't think Maple Story is Japanese actually.
Yeah, but it's heavily anime influenced. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
actually one of the things I was going to talk about is games like Maple Story. But I was just going to primarily be talking about Japanese developed MMOs today. I was going to talk about Final Fantasy 14, Final Fantasy 11, Phantasy Star 2 Online, which Phantasy Star Online 2, I should say. I mixed up a little things right there. But that's actually launching on Steam today, which Graham just notified me about. So if you've ever wanted to give it a shot, it's available on there right now if you want to try it out.
And it's free.
And it's free.
Yep, it's free. It's fun. It's
I myself am currently 700 hours in Final Fantasy 14, so if you guys want to play on Leviathan World Server, please, I need more people to play with me.
Yes. It's not like you have enough to begin with.
It's also 50%. It's also 50% off right now if you're interested in buying it. So
that is true.
That's
yes.
another thing.
PSO. The only bad thing about PSO is that it's huge. It's like an 80 gig game, so just be wary about that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I think that well, I was actually reading up on it a little while ago because I've only played a handful of hours in the game myself, but I read an article before of like somebody who was like gauging like what different MMOs, Japanese MMOs, what people thought about each of them, right?
Mhm.
And Phantasy Star 2 Online, a lot of people had a lot of good things to say about it, but the main complaint they had was that it was grindy and that there was some clunky UI to it. And I have to agree, after playing a little bit of it myself, the UI is a little bit clunky, but the grindy part, like, I didn't really mind it too much because that's kind of like what you get from an MMO, if that makes sense, right?
Mhm.
Like, that's like the basis of MMOs. Grinding is like a core thing that you do eventually in the MMO. Some MMOs like do this a little bit better, some do this a little bit like differently, right?
Mhm.
Like for example, Final Fantasy 14, which I have a lot of experience in. This game has a lot of grindiness in it as well, but at the same time, it's a very polished, very smooth game, and there's plenty of they have a multitude of ways for you to grind. If that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
They have like all these different dungeons you could run. They have like all these different like you could do fates, which are like what you call like real time events and stuff like that. They have like all these like they have this hunting log thing, which is basically a bounty board where you go and you hunt down specific mobs. So there's a lot of things that they implement in the game to make it feel less grindy than it actually is. But at the end of the day, if you look at it, you're literally just grinding for levels. You're just trying to get experience. That's what it is.
I know you're mentioning the UI and stuff, but there's going to be a huge graphical overhaul for PSO2.
But that's not for
next year.
PSO2. They're making some completely separate game for it.
See, you say it's a completely separate game. It's actually just an update.
No, everybody says that. They literally gave it a different name.
Nah, bro, it's an update. They're calling it Phantasy Star Online 2, and then it's called something else with a subtitle. So it's just a graphical overhaul, but like it's
Nah, bro,
a
it's a
huge
complete
graphical overhaul.
game.
It looks like
Like the
Xenoblade
Aria
now.
got update, and it just was it Journey,
I think.
Player's Journey or something like that. That was fun.
Dude, even the people making the game are calling it a completely separate game, though. Okay, look, everyone who plays the game is like, okay, this is literally just a complete update to the game.
Mhm.
But the people who make the game are saying it's a completely separate game. So I don't know who to believe at this point. All right.
Yeah, that's true. I like,
Yeah.
okay, so I'm a big fan. I haven't played much of Phantasy Star 2, not gonna lie, but the combat for an MMO is really good. It feels like Monster Hunter, not gonna lie, but like an MMO. And I'm like, well, Monster Hunter is kind of already an MMO, kind of.
Yeah.
But like,
Kind of.
but this is like an actual, like, you know, Monster Hunter MMO type thing. And I'm like, this is sick.
Mhm.
Like, this game's really cool. But yeah, I'm a big fan of that. I personally like Final Fantasy 14 better, but I've not played enough of Phantasy Star Online 2, so I can't say.
That's
for
because he won't do the first dungeon. He literally gets
He
up
won't do the
to it,
first
and he's
dungeon.
like, he plays for 10 minutes, and then he's like, I think that's enough for today, and he logs off.
sure. That's enough.
Before he does the dungeon.
But I gotta gauge myself in
Eventually,
MMOs.
he will eventually play through it. Eventually.
Eventually, tomorrow
yeah,
might be the day. Tomorrow,
Maybe today could be the day if you actually wanted to put in the time for it.
today could be the day. Yes, but it's not because I'm gonna stream after this. So.
Yeah, okay.
Damn.
Twitch.tv/AnyHive.
Yes. But yeah, Japanese MMOs, pretty sick. I like Maple Story, because I know it's not Japanese MMO and stuff, but I was a big fan of that game, but it shut down recently due to COVID. It's a cry. But
My big thing, one of my favorite things personally out of Japanese MMOs are the events that they have in game.
oh yeah,
There's a bunch of
definitely.
like collaboration events. There's always like seasonal events going on and stuff like that. Like we're about to come up on the Moonfire Festival in Final Fantasy 14. The Moonfire Festival is going to be you're gonna have, like this big like fireworks display and everything. And I feel like especially during the coronavirus season right now, like you're not going to be able to get as much social interaction as you would normally want or as you would normally get. So I feel like MMOs are a good way for you to fill that gap a little bit, at least in some way, shape, or form, right? And also, like I was talking about, the collabs thing is really cool. Like for example, yesterday I played through the Copied Factory, which is it's a 24-player raid in Final Fantasy 14. The cool thing about it, it is made by the director of Nier Automata. They literally partnered up with half the staff from Nier Automata to make that dungeon, and it is the coolest dungeon I have run probably so far.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like that. I like the fact that these collaboration things and stuff happen in MMOs. In Phantasy Star Online 2, there was a collaboration with Sega, because it's a Sega game, and they did a bunch of like Yakuza stuff, and they did like a Sonic event, and they did a Konosuba event too, which is fun. That's not
That's
Sega,
cool, that's
but they
cool.
did Konosuba one too. You could get like
And
costumes
also, what's it called? Final Fantasy 14 has also done events with Monster Hunter, and then very soon, actually, they actually just did an event with Dragon Quest. They did like a collab event, yeah, where you could get like a slime hat and like one of the masks from the game. You could get them in game by killing a bunch of these like brick golem mob things that are from the game too.
Oh, that's fun.
But it was cool. And then also very soon they're gonna do a Yokai Watch collaboration where they're bringing a bunch of weapons from the show into the game, which is very
Yokai.
cool.
I love
Yeah.
Yokai Watch.
What's still happening?
Yeah, it's still
think so,
going on.
yeah.
Really?
And you can ride that one cat mascot thing from the show. You get him as a mount.
Bro,
That's hot.
I gotta play it now. Gotta play it
Oh,
now.
that's hot.
Oh, that's hot.
I just want to play it way less.
Wow. I have it on the 3DS actually, and it's a fun game. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It doesn't shock me. I just don't like the way it looks.
It just
Good
looks like
ground.
every other like anime game, like Pokemon.
Precisely.
That's true, actually. Yeah. Is
But
that
yeah,
it for
pretty cool
Japanese animes?
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just thought it was really cool. It's a great way for you if you're looking to get involved in one. There's plenty of opportunities for you to do it, especially since people have a little bit more time with the coronavirus stuff going on. You have a little bit more time to like play some more video games and stuff like that. So I think now is as good a time as any for people to be picking this kind of stuff up. And with all these like different like cool collabs, and you have all these different like, well, especially high player bases. Phantasy Star 2 and Final Fantasy 14 have very big player bases, right?
Mhm.
So you're gonna have no shortage of people to play with.
Yeah.
Unless you're me, you don't have any friends.
Wow, that is
on
not
you.
true. But anyway, yeah, we're moving on to the
Anyways.
next topic. The next topic might have some spoilers, so just be warned. But the next topic is
Warning.
Joe's topic. So go ahead.
So, Mizwa just mentioned how people have nothing to do during COVID. So, with that in mind, I said, you know what? I'm going to finish One Piece, or at least get up to where everyone else is.
Mhm.
I've been watching One Piece from episode like 337 for the last 4 days.
Mhm.
I'm on
See,
episode
that's mistake number 1 right there.
Wow.
correction. I watched a bunch of One Piece when I was like 15
Mhm.
and got all the way to the end of Water 7, and then I hit a filler arc and I said, I'm good.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then I came back and I'm 20.
And now I'm 20. I mean, it'd be like that. But anyway, continue.
I started on the worst arc to come back to Thriller Bark. Not a bad arc,
Mhm.
just really slow, and I don't care about the villain like at all.
Oh yeah, he's one of the Shibukai or whatever their names
All
are.
the god generals or
Yeah, the big general people.
warlords. That's what they're.
The warlords, yes, that's what they are. Yeah. Hmm.
The big general people.
Yeah.
He's
yes.
just fun. He's just kind of evil anime like man in the background who plays with shadows. That's all he does.
This is true, actually. He's not as good as the other warlords. The other ones are really good.
Like when Crocodile's on screen, you're like, oh no! Like half the people cannot hit him.
Yeah.
When I believe his name's Moria's on screen, you're just like, the second Luffy punches him, he dies. Like.
Second question she does. Rip. You know, I'm really
There's
be
no
like that.
question about it.
Did you
He
finish?
doesn't know how his own powers work.
Did you finish Thriller Bark? Or are you still in
Yes,
the middle
I
of it?
finished that.
Oh, you finished it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm in Impel Down, I think is the name of the next arc.
Oh, Impelled Down. These next couple arcs are super good, I think.
I like the Saboti one.
Yeah. Okay, so it starts with Saboti. It's called Summit War, which is the big thing. So it goes Saboti, and then it's the arc that you're on. Yeah, Impelled Down. Then after that is Marine Ford. And all those 3 arcs are Summit War, and I think they're phenomenal. They're
Yeah,
almost
I'm
as good as
almost
Water 7, I think.
Pretty sure.
I like Water 7. I know you do not that
I think
much.
Water 7's really frustrating and slow.
It can be, yeah.
It's got a lot of characters I like. It just happens to be that a lot of them don't have a lot to do at the beginning, and then as time goes on, I care less and less about their fights, sadly.
So you're telling me you don't like Brook?
No, I do like Brook.
Okay,
I just don't like the arc he's part of.
Okay. I guess that does make sense. And he has this stupid power up too, where he like gets those zombie powers and things and turns big and stuff. And I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
this looks kind of cool. But
An episode later.
yeah, and I'm like, I didn't really like that power up. I thought it was kind of
He just
cheap.
has the same power up, except he can do something with it. Where I'm pretty sure Moria just dies after he uses it.
Yeah, or something like that.
I don't know why he didn't just add like 5 shadows.
Yeah, that one was an arc that was such a long time ago. I don't remember it very well. All I remember is that Brook's in that arc, and Brook is probably one of the best Straw Hats backstories, I think. Besides, what is it?
I like Morals a lot.
Besides Robbins, I like
All right.
Nico's. Yeah, Nico Robbins. I like hers a lot. But yeah, I love One Piece. One Piece is fun. I think that you'll like the next arcs. Thriller Bark is not that great. but it is not the worst arc.
I like most of Intel. I just wish that they would focus less on Buggy and Friends because I do not care about them at all. And they're probably going to disappear from the show again.
Okay, so the Buggy and Friends thing, I think it's just because that Ichiro Oda loves Buggy, like, a lot. I don't know why.
I hate him.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, whatever. I just think it's interesting that you're seeing all the characters come back together again. I'm like, this is fun.
I got really lucky because I watched like 4 or 5 episodes on Netflix because it's showing there.
Mm-hmm.
So I was reminded who Mr. 2 and Mr. 3 are.
Yeah.
So I'm not very confused about them. I forgot Mr. 3 very briefly, but like, I remember his powers now.
Yeah. Mr. 3 was the
He's Candlelight Man.
Yeah, he's the Candlelights Man. And then Mr. 2 is...
he's the shapeshifter, but only his face, and he has to touch other people.
Oh, yeah. Bon Clay or whatever his name is. Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
He touches Nabi's face at one point, which I forgot, and then he uses it to harass the vice warden.
Yeah.
And clothing, and then he messes up and gets trapped in the cold.
Yeah. It's fun. Impel Down, great arc. I really like that arc a lot, actually. But, yeah. I think my least favorite...
There were 2 episodes of Luffy screaming back-to-back, which was frustrating.
Oh, yeah.
Poisoned.
Yeah, he got poisoned, and they have to, like, take the poison out, and then he's just, like, in the thing. And it doesn't really focus on him for those, like, couple of episodes. So, not fun. But when he comes out of it, he's better. Just like a lot of the arcs. He always comes out of the arcs better than he was before, which is nice.
I like the arc before. At the very end of Sabuti.
Is that the one where they get, like, hit all together and then like everyone just gets split up? Oh, I love that, actually.
Yeah, I like Luffy during that arc.
Yeah, I like him a lot too because he figures that he can't beat the big like machines. Yeah, so that's fun. But yeah,
just seeing Luffy not be a force of nature that can ape out over any enemy, it's kind of nice.
It's kind of nice. Yeah, I love One Piece. Very fun. Actually, you were saying that Alabasta, you liked that more than Water 7, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't really like Alabasta. It's a very unpopular opinion. I think a lot of people really like it. I don't. Because when I first read Alabasta, I was really bored. I didn't really like it. I thought it was...
Alabasta.
I think, yeah, okay. It's only until like the second half of Alabasta where it's just like, oh, well, there's a time limit and we have to get to it. And then once that time limit starts, then they have to keep going forward and stuff. But until that happens, it's just a lot of boredom and things. You learn about the characters, you learn about all these backstories that I'm not super interested in. Like the one where they go to like the desert town that was kind of an oasis before, and then now it's not, and it's just filled with just sand and stuff. I didn't like that. I thought that was really boring, and it kind of dragged on for a while. But
that's fair.
Yeah, when they got to the crocodile fight and stuff, it was definitely super interesting. But
it's neat watching Luffy's arm become dehydrated. It becomes like a tube. It's gross.
It is kind of gross. But yeah, I think that's everything. Today's episode was way shorter than usual because there's not really much going on news-wise. Not gonna lie.
To be completely honest, I'm still processing everything that's happening during the season.
Yeah.
Anything cool you guys want to talk about with the viewers?
It's coming out. I have no clue how anyone's going to watch it. It's theaters are closed.
Which one?
Fate Stay Night Heaven's Field.
Oh yeah, it might just be like
coming out, and it's got delayed from like April.
Might be straight to streaming or something.
I hope it is because I'd like to watch it.
Yeah, I wanna watch.
I'm to theater to watch it.
I wanna watch the Made in Abyss movie, but they haven't announced anything about it yet. Makes me sad.
It's not happening.
Yeah. Any personal picks for today? Yes, no.
ReZero season 2. I like Amelia way more.
Yes, she apparently she gets way better in season 2. But I am not caught up with any of the sequels this season, so Origairu and ReZero I am not caught up with because I want to rewatch.
Kirito's about to not be a Vegetoid anymore.
Really? Well.
You're watching stuff.
Like yes, I forgot about Sword Art Online too. Yeah, but I want to rewatch the like the previous seasons, except Sword Art. I'll continue that, but I just.
I rewatched an episode of Sword Art Online, or at least like an arc.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember? Do you remember the scene where Kirito knocks a knife out of Sugo's hand, slams his head into a car door, and then tries to slit his throat, like all in real life?
Really? Oh yes, I do. Yeah, that was actually hype. Actually, not gonna lie. He's
a man who's like several years of actual muscle mass because he wasn't laying down in a coma.
Yeah. So how that happened, I'm not sure. But when I first watched it, I thought it was kind of cool because he was the main villain for that arc. I'm pretty sure. I think. I can't remember exactly, but I just remember that something bad happened. Like they're outside in real life and they fight in like the snow, and I thought it was really cool.
And then Kirito gets into a hospital with a bunch of wounds, which is really weird.
You said woman for a second.
No,
Woman.
Wow.
And it's like, oh,
I mean,
classic
that's
Kirito.
the later
Classic.
scene in that episode, probably.
Mm-hmm. Hey, are you watching Oragairu, Mispa?
No.
No, I'm not watching any seasonals right now. In fact,
Oh, you're not. Okay.
I'm not. I'm waiting for everything to finish so I can watch it at once.
Okay, yeah, I watched the first episode of a lot of the shows, and the only show that I like, I think, was God of High School, and that's it. So,
Out of high school, what a.
You haven't watched
show.
any of the sequels yet, though.
no sequels, because I want to watch the old shows again. I want to rewatch them. Especially
I don't see
ReZero, because ReZero's...
I've watched ReZero twice.
Yeah, I want to watch the director's cut, because apparently there's something new at the end, so I want to watch that.
Why don't you watch the last episode of the director's cut then?
Well, I want to watch the entire thing, because I don't remember it very well. Like, before the White Whale arc, because I was really frustrated with the White Whale arc, I don't remember, like, much of the stuff. Other than, like, you know, the Stay Alive
How
episode.
could you not like the White Whale arc?
The
It's
White
White
Whale
Whale
arc is
arc.
trash. It's horrible.
Bro, that's around the night.
The fucking butler just cuts the whale in fucking half, bro. What do you want from me?
Bro, what do you... that arc was so boring.
That was cool as fuck. What do you mean?
Punished and harassed.
It was just like a war arc, and I don't like war arcs. They're boring.
It's a war against the whale. It's Moby Dick, except like interested.
Except
Dude, that
interesting.
was cool as fuck. Dude, that butler had so much cooler of a backstory than Subaru.
I just
Actually,
think...
wait, no, maybe let's not get too
Actually, wait, no. Wow. But yeah,
But he had such a fucking cool backstory. That was way more interesting than the entire last half of the season.
I think the first half of the season is really strong. Like, a lot. Like, I liked the first half a lot. Like, when I first watched it, I liked it. But then when I got to the White
There were
Whale
a lot
arc,
of
it just got
different emotions I
really
feel with it.
boring.
I like a lot of the first season. It just happens to be that the first arc is kind of boring to me.
Okay, all right.
The
I'm just gonna
very
say,
first
I called
arc.
out the whole thing
yeah.
with Emilia because literally the entire first part of the first season, Emilia shows up for the first quarter and she just disappears.
Yeah.
Never seen again.
And then you
So
get to
how
the
are you
mansion.
gonna how are you gonna form an opinion about whether or not she's best girl when you barely ever saw her in the first place?
You barely see her at
That's
all.
true.
Like,
This is true.
Exactly,
not-
and that's why I was like, okay, you can't just keep saying Rem is best girl because you barely saw her. You barely saw the other options in the first place.
Well, everyone formed that
Who are you
opinion
gonna
because of
weigh her
that one.
against?
Everyone formed that
Because
opinion
the
because of that one episode. The one episode where Subaru was just defeated and he didn't want to do anything. And Rem talked for the entire episode, and it's the best episode. That episode is so good. That is probably
That
my favorite
episode was
episode
okay.
of ReZero, actually.
It was decent.
My favorite episode was the one where he goes to rescue Amelia, and then Puck, she dies, and then Puck freezes the entire world over. And then my favorite part of that whole episode was when Subaru's head just fucking falls off.
Oh yeah, it's the credits scene, and it's just the credits, and you just see Subaru's head fall off, and I'm like, this is horrible. I don't like this. This
This is
is
amazing. That was so funny. I just started laughing when that happened.
wow. I see.
It was that. And my second best one is when he's literally crying, and then Amelia, actually no, he feels really defeated, and then Amelia lets him sleep in her lap.
I like
That
that.
was really nice.
That's the very last episode, I'm pretty
I
sure.
was like, he finally gets something for all his.
Oh, wait, no,
effort.
that's not the
Finally
very
gets
last.
some
I'm
kind
pretty
of
sure-
reward.
Pretty sure that was during the mansion arc, like the first time he let him sleep on the lap and things. But yeah, I like it was the one part where he finds Betelgeuse or whatever his name is.
Betelgeuse.
Betelgeuse. Yes,
Is
the
it
first.
Wait, are we ignoring? He said Beetlejuice.
No, I'm not ignoring. I'm not ignoring.
It's
that.
basically
I do
Beetlejuice.
it all the time.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah,
Beetlejuice.
it's the one episode where he tries to rescue Rem or something, and then Ren ends up getting mutilated or something.
Twisted.
Yeah, she gets
Twister,
twisted and
everybody.
stuff. That
Still
episode is really good. I really like that episode a lot, actually. I think it's very nice. I just don't know exactly what happened, but I remember that happened, and I remember I really liked that episode. And
I
that's
feel
it.
like Graham just had his eyes closed the whole time during season one.
Did you pay attention? Were you just upset?
Bro, it came out in 2016. That's like a billion years ago.
Damn, did you see
No,
it? Derek?
it's not.
No, not looking.
You guys also rewatched the show, and I have not, and I wasn't
I
really
have
paying
not,
attention that well.
actually.
Yeah.
I've not rewatched the whole thing.
You watched
I
the
was
director's
rewatching-
cut with a friend. You
No,
told
I
me
didn't.
this. Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
You told me that you watched.
I was watching it with Rishi, but that was
Oh.
while the director's cut was airing, and he didn't want to watch it while the director's cut was airing because he didn't want to wait.
Wow. I see. I see.
Yeah.
God, imagine not waiting like every 3 days for new anime to come out.
True.
Yeah.
it really
Who
be
the hell
like that.
waits? Waiting is for chumps. I'm not a chump.
Doing it because there hasn't been anime for like 6 months.
Yeah, this season's anime is pretty rough. Not gonna lie.
Hey,
We have
listen,
Rent a Girlfriend. What are you talking about?
It's just the savior of anime.
What more do you need? I don't understand.
Same with Uzaki. We have Uzaki too. Savior of anime.
Exactly, the savior of anime.
Exactly. Well, I guess that's everything. I don't know what else to talk about.
Yo, mama, got him.
Got him.
Fuck. What's that?
Need bass boosting into my mic.
All right, guys. But thank you so much for watching. We appreciate all the support.
Mhm.
Next week we'll be back with even more news, probably
Hopefully.
something more interesting.
Probably. Probably not.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. But thank you so much for joining us on this episode of
A bad
The
cast.
bad cast.
As, as
There you
always, it is the host, Yellow Ice, along with Misbah and Graham.
I'm
And our
not a
special
host.
guest,
I'm a
Joe.
freeloader. There's a difference. One of those actually does something.
Yeah. Bad cast.
Back at.
Well.
God, I'm crying.
No, no. All right.